Continental engine starting instructions. A. Hand crank engine 45 crank revolutions before starting. B. Check engine oil and gas level. C. Open gas shut-off valve and check for leaks. If the fuel tanks are full, run from right tank for 30 minutes before opening valves on the left fuel tank. D. Check voltmeter. If the battery switch is open, it should read 0. E. Check voltmeter. If the battery switch is closed, it should read 13 volts. F. Close booster switch. Check booster coil by buzz. G. Put gears in neutral. H. Check clutch pedal clearance. It should be at least 1/2 inch for free travel. I. Pull hand throttle about 1/4 inch. J. Prime engine. 3 to 9 quick pulls on primer depending on outside temperature. K. Depress clutch pedal. L. Close starter and booster switches. M. Count 1001, 1002. N. Turn magneto switch to both positions. O. Engine should start readily.
So, CA36, where are you?
Alright, if you haven't guessed it already, today's episode is going to focus on the engine. And this is an interesting engine in that it is actually an aircraft engine that was put into this tank. However, one thing I have to say is that the engine is actually basically a kit in itself. It is pretty well detailed, and there's probably a little bit of room left over for maybe a little bit of wiring and stuff like that, but otherwise I think you basically have everything that you need. And the first thing that I'm going to be doing here is these are the rocker box covers that I am putting on. So that's the first job that you have to do. MiniArt actually is releasing a separate kit with 2 workers that are going to be mechanically interacting with an engine. So there's room for some kind of a display or diorama should you wish to purchase that kit separately.
Okay, so if you'll notice here, CA26 and CA14 are connected. So just be aware when you're going around putting these on that these two would go boom, CA26. All right, so you got this flat spot there. I just broke it. Oh, shoot. Okay. Take a look at the other side there. Why are there two without here? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, CA25. Yeah, that's where I screwed up. So these ones have to come off. I was fooled by the drawing again. Let's take that off and that one off. And CA25 is, where is CA25? 26, CA14. Oh, I put that on wrong too. Man, just glad it's not a real engine.
The Continental R670 engine holds a significant place in the history of military vehicles, notably powering the M3 Stuart tank, an iconic American light tank widely used during World War II. Let's delve into the details of this remarkable power plant and its role in the Stuart M3 tank. The Continental R-670 engine was a 7-cylinder air-cooled radial engine developed by Continental Motors Corporation. It was part of the R670 series, which encompassed various versions of this engine with differing power outputs and configurations. The R670 engine series was widely used in aviation and also found its way into ground vehicles, notably the M3 Stuart tank. Specifications: type, radial engine. Configuration: 7 cylinders, air-cooled. Displacement: approximately 668 cubic inches, or 10.9 liters. Power output: varied depending on model and application, typically between 210 to 250 horsepower. Weight: around 465 to 480 kilograms, or 1,025 to 1,060 pounds. Role in the M3 Stuart tank. The M3 Stuart tank, officially named the Light Tank M3, was developed to provide the United States military with a fast and maneuverable reconnaissance and light infantry support vehicle. The Continental R670 engine was chosen to power the M3 Stuart due to its reliability, relatively compact size, and sufficient power output for the tank's operational requirements. Performance and reliability. 1. Power and speed. The R670 engine provided enough power to propel the M3 Stuart at speeds of up to 36 miles per hour on roads, making it one of the faster tanks of its time. 2. Durability. The air-cooled design of the R670 engine made it well suited for the harsh operating conditions encountered in armored vehicles, Its reliability contributed to the overall dependability of the M3 Stuart on the battlefield. 3. Adaptability. The engine's design allowed for relatively easy maintenance and repair, crucial factors in the field where quick turnaround times for maintenance were essential to keep the tanks operational. Legacy. The Continental R670 engine, through its role in powering the M3 Stuart tank, cemented its place in military history. The M3 Stuart, with its distinctive silhouette and agile performance, became one of the most recognizable tanks of World War II. Both the tank and its engine played significant roles not only in the American military, but also in the broader context of armored warfare during the mid-20th century. Despite advances in engine technology since World War II, the Continental R670 engine remains a symbol of reliability and robustness, embodying the engineering prowess of its time and the spirit of innovation that drove military advancements during the war.
This here is the clutch plate, and they're asking you to glue it to the engine block here, but what I would have done, and what I did do, is I glued it to the fan assembly. It was far easier. This is part of the oil sump assembly, and it took a bit of fitting, but it eventually got in there, no problem. So this is the push rod assembly, and I had to be very careful cleaning up any of the attachment points here. And I actually came back with some Tamiya liquid cement to help sort of like meld everything nicely to a good surface. Later on, you'll see I had to actually take a 600 grit sandpaper pad to some of the ends of the push rods because the fit was just so tight. But I just sanded maybe a few microns off the ends, and then it just fit perfectly. Here I'm cleaning up the crankcase and some of the pipage that goes into it. This here is the intake piping that runs along the wall of the engine compartment. And I'm just scraping off the mold seam line there. Easy cleanup. So after priming it out with Mr. Surfacer 1500 Black, I'm coming back in with some Humbrol metallic color that I'm going to buff up later. I've used different metallics here and there as well, as you'll notice, and I actually chromed out some of the exhaust pipes. But yeah, I sprayed this Humbrol onto the engine block and cylinder heads as well, and you'll see me sort of polish that up afterwards. I'm spraying some of the bulkheads that are in the engine compartment with the white color. Yes, here I am. I'm polishing the Humbrol metallic paint with one of my fine art hog hair brushes because it's got a nice stiffness to it. So I'm just going to buff this up to give it a nice metallic sheen, and then I'll be coming back later to paint out the actual fins of the engine cylinders with a water-based black color.
An HR system. Formula One glory comes to those who put in the preparation. Build your dream. Choose your favorite drivers.
Time to paint out the cylinders with a black colored paint.
F1 Clash. Download for free from your app store.
No, it goes the other way. I think that's right now. Yeah. That worked. So yeah, there are pins on this piece, number C1, the fan, and there you have to be aware and notice where they go, because there is a specific way this goes together according to those pins. I wish they would have actually had the fan as a separate piece, as opposed having it attached to this collar. But oh well. So this has got to go black, these. All right, I think I'm gonna scrape the paint off here. So I basically went around and sanded the ends off because the tolerances were so tight that it was bending some of the rods. All right. And now how does that go on? Yeah, I gotta figure this out off camera. All right. So yeah, you just gotta look for this thing here. And it's gotta go where this bigger tubage is. And then everything will go together perfectly.
Okay, I think we're going to wrap this video up here because basically we've got that engine together. In the next episode, we'll be getting into more of the painting and weathering of the interior parts and adding some decals and such like that. So make sure you drop by and visit and check that out. In the meantime, and in between time, that's another edition of Jet Scale Models. Y'all come back now, you hear?